And we are back.
We are back. I didn't think we were like that ready.
You said you were ready.
I know, I was ready. I didn't think we were just going to go.
Just wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I thought I had like 10 more seconds.
Yeah. So there was a super chat that came through that was asking about discipline, self-discipline. It's gone because the chat pushed it away. So I don't know exactly what it said, but it was asking if there was episodes that talk about self-discipline, and there are. I don't know which ones they are. I would recommend going back to the beginning of the podcast because that was a heavy topic in the beginning. Mm-hmm. You guys get to listen to us get our food ready.
Yeah, it just got here.
An unusually long delivery time for breakfast. And then the last thing I need to do is pull up the Twitch chat. We are not ready, guys. I was building websites.
And I'm sitting here trying to figure out my life. I have my days scheduled now, but I need to refine my schedule and really pick out what days I'm doing what, because right now I have like 4 hours blocked out for just cleaning instead of designated sections of the house. So I'm all over the place. Oh, your hair is so pretty. Thank you, Hello Kitty. I didn't brush it or anything today. I just took it out of my sleep bun and this is it.
We can interact with the chat for a few minutes, and then when we start reading emails, I'm closing these windows.
Okay. So there's a finch in our backyard, guys. She has made her little home in one of my favorite trees, and I found her today, and she was eating food while I was watering my plants, and I got to show my husband where she lives.
Ashley said, I'm so sad I have to work and can't stay. Just wanted to say love y'all and thank you for everything. She sent us a $20 super chat.
Oh, I know you're probably not here, Ashley, but thank you. I saw the waving thingy, too, that you posted. What is that? People are saying that it's fairies.
What?
That TikTok that I showed you that I made this morning of the palm frond, just... People are saying that it's fairies or it's a portal to the Fae realm. Don't touch it. And now, like, I'm worried about the children. Yeah. This is a breakfast crunch wrap.
Thoughts on husband's best friend emotionally cheating on his fiance? I say call him out and set boundaries that we don't want that around us. I don't think that's your decision to make. I think that's your husband's. And I think that if your husband is okay with that behavior and he's not willing to separate himself from that, then it just goes to show that he's okay with it.
Or if he's just ignoring it and said, that's not my problem, not my business, not
Also
my
fair.
relationship, also fair.
I would, if that was me and Sean was doing that, I would be like, bro, what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
I don't agree with it, but I understand you're going to do what you're going to do to make yourself happy. And I can do nothing about it, but I don't agree with this. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell him how to live his life. I am going to tell him I disagree with it.
Anymore.
Right. I'm definitely not going to do that because he's
Right.
been my best friend for 25 years.
Yeah.
This is
You can disagree with somebody's life choices without deeming them a terrible person.
Right. People are going to do what they feel makes them happy because at the end of the day,
Right.
it's what's best for them.
And in the moment too.
Right.
And it's pure selfishness. There's not a thought of how this is going to hurt somebody else. This is somebody who is starving and they've just come across food for the first time in 2 weeks. They're focused on satiating their hunger, and they're going to deal with the fallout afterwards, whether that's stealing from somebody, they just ate somebody's crops, now that family's going to go hungry, whatever it may be.
My concern at that point, though, is that you become the people you surround yourself with.
Right.
So if he's constantly around this dude and this is normal behavior and he starts to believe that it's normal behavior,
I'm unhappy in my relationship. I can just seek it
he
elsewhere.
may step out also, right?
Yeah.
So there's a slippery line there, but it definitely needs to be called out by the husband to the best friend in private, not by you.
Right. In that situation, I would have a one-on-one conversation with my husband of what's your stance on this? Because this makes me uncomfortable, and we all know the phrase of you are the company that you keep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Jenny said, good morning, working, so I'll be in and out today. I hope you both have a fantastic day. Thank you, Jenny. We're trying. We're fucking trying.
Mm. Oh, you're eating your crunch wrap too. Hell yeah. Which one did you get? Guys, I'm so excited about all of the new things that we're venturing into.
They're asking about your take on man versus bear. You guys can see that TikTok on her TikTok. She made it yesterday.
I did, yeah.
The fact that this is even a conversation just goes to show how ignorant we are as a species. We can forget about all the stats that are there for everyone to simply Google
Right.
to find out what's going on. Instead, we have to listen to feminists who are either a strong, independent woman who don't need no man, right?
Right.
Or a victim.
Yeah, I don't
Because you can't be both.
That argument sounds the same to me as would you trust a child more with its mother or a dingo?
Well, a dingo.
Right, because mothers are the number one abusers of children.
Right.
It's a stupid
So,
argument.
of course, let's just drop our kids off in the fucking jungle.
Right. Address the problem.
Yeah.
Not make a stupid hypothetical of being in the woods.
Let's be better, guys. Isn't that the whole point of this? Not spreading division.
How about instead of shitting on men, because there are a select few men out there who are pieces of shit, just like there are a select few women out there who are pieces of shit. Instead of shitting on those men, why don't you be a woman who becomes a mentor for the women who go through the same thing that you do? Or did? Why don't you use that energy to channel it into helping women who were or are just as lost as you are? Focus on healing you and the women around you versus trying to bring down something else.
Oh, she was saying she saw it. That's good because I don't want to ever have this conversation again. So
Word.
let's move on.
I know you're super stressed out about scheduling and stuff right now, but I'm really excited about our life.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got cool shit coming. Like a lot of things are now getting out of the way. And it opens up all of this time. I have so much free time now. I've cleaned the whole house this morning before 7 a.m. I'll be able to work later and make notes for like conspiracy theory makeup videos or plan out recipes that I want to cook for a cooking segment.
You're going to start doing the, you already started making notes for the postpartum episode, right?
Mm-hmm. It's so deep. I'm 10 pages into my notes and I want to elaborate a little bit more because I have focused on what is postpartum depression. Why are you smirking?
Cynthia said, if you ever see me fighting a bear in the woods, help the bear. And all I could think of is, boy, if I call you and you're on the phone with Jesus, you better put that motherfucker on hold.
To me?
That was a conversation that happened in a tattoo shop one day that went for like 2.5 hours.
What do you
and
mean?
it was just all of how badass we can be.
Oh.
And every time I hear that help the bear, the very next statement in my brain goes to, if you're on the phone with Jesus, you better put that motherfucker on hold if I call you.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's stupid. Nobody will ever understand that the way that I understand that, but it's funny to me. So I impulse. All right, let's do some emails.
Okay.
I'm gonna minimize this, guys. I'm gonna minimize the chat because I am overstimulated, highly annoyed, and I don't want to distract.
This will be my last bite and then we'll get into it.
And I'm gonna eat too while you read. We are so fucking behind on.
I'll finish eating later. We're not that far behind on things, babe. You have a super dope dinner in the fridge when you get home later. Made with love. And a little bit of frustration because the children weren't listening yesterday.
Guys, check this out. The Proud Father shirts are on the website. Shameless plug. Buy our clothes. Tell me that's not a great sales tactic.
I mean, it works. This one's titled Need Some Advice, and this one has an update included in it.
Okay.
So this was sent last year in August, and the update is from April of this year.
I hate how behind we are.
Good afternoon, guys. I've been following you on TikTok, and I love your advice. I'm a little stuck. I've been in a relationship with my spouse for 7.5 years, and we are both in a weird place a couple of months ago. Excuse me. We moved away from our old residence of 3 years and moved into a smaller place. About 4 months ago, he had an affair with someone I knew. Honestly, I forgave him on the condition of telling me the truth about what happened and the boundaries that I had for him to get rid of the affair partner's info and to change his job as they worked together. And he has done so.
Can we talk about how hard that is?
What?
All of that.
Just finding out about the affair or knowing that it was somebody that she knew.
And all of that.
And he worked with the person. All of it.
And getting rid of the contact information completely.
Yeah.
Expecting to never see this person. Because social circles exist, especially in small towns. But the finding another job.
Yeah.
Right, quitting and just going to find another job. Depending on what you do, that's not an easy thing. If you're in a small town, there's only so many places you can go, and a lot of people burn bridges when they're younger. You know what I mean? They don't work as hard, or they fucking quiet quit, or they actually quit with no notice, and like it leaves a bad taste in small business owners' mouths to not want to hire those people back if they come back. So like the circumstances matter in situations like that. That's why it's important to not burn bridges.
Right. The affair partner contacted me today and left me feeling confused as to what happened. Details did not seem to match up. I need advice on if I should even bring this stuff up with my partner, as I was willing to forgive and move on with him. I have been actively working on myself and changing the way I communicate.
What's your answer to that?
My answer to that is I forgave you based on the information and the data that you gave me. If you omitted data or information because you knew that it would influence my decision, I'd be pretty upset about that.
Okay, so then counter argument.
Okay.
Does that matter? I cheated on you. I'm sorry. The details don't really matter at that point. You cheated.
I think it does, right?
Why?
So
I wouldn't want to know the details.
I would want to know if it happened once or if have you been having a 7-month affair with somebody.
I wouldn't want to know. It doesn't change the fact that it happened. The details of it, the who's, what's, when's, and why's, even if it was a year or 6 years, it happened. If you came to me and were like, for the last 2 years, I've been seeing somebody else. I don't need the details of the who, what, when, where, and why. You just told me that you were unfaithful to me.
Right, but you said for 2 years, so the timeline's
Yeah,
there.
I guess it kind of does, but does it really? Because it's going to hurt either way.
It does, because
Okay.
if you were able to lie to me for 2 years straight and keep this hidden in a complete secret, separate
I can
life.
see that. Yeah, you're right. I can see that. You're right.
Versus it being a one-time, we were talking and then we were drunk at an office party.
Yeah, things like that don't just happen once, though.
Right.
That's not how that works. Cheating doesn't happen like that. People, that's a very rare, very small percentage of people who go out, get drunk, and have a fling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in reality, those people already have things going on. You know what I mean? Like, it's already happening. I don't know. On an emotional level, already happening.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where my mind was.
So it depends on the details, right? If he said they met up 3 times a week and she was like, no, we met up 4 times a week, that doesn't fucking matter to me. Right? Oh, I need to really work on my cussing. Fudging. Bloody. Firecracker.
If the intent behind the cuss word is still there,
Yeah.
you're cussing.
I know, it just sounds a lot better than the word fuck.
Intent's there.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something about our son saying, oh, biscuits, when he gets really upset versus
cute
saying,
'cause
oh,
he's 6.
fuck.
Right.
And I think that's an important thing for me to work on. I am a stay-at-home wife. I am currently a full-time student, and I feel a bit lost. So far, he has been improving. He takes me out on dates. We have been going camping and doing other things together. But I somehow get this feeling he doesn't want to bring up the issues with the affair partner on how everything went and shuts me down. So this was 4 months ago. Okay.
I gotta be honest. I kind of understand where he's coming from.
Because it happened. They talked about it in the past.
It hurt, right? He hurt her already. It's done.
And just because she's come forward and said some other things.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an omission. It is. It's an omission. Which is technically deceitful. It's a lie. But if he's coming clean and feeling remorseful and guilty about what's happening, and he actually comes to the person and is like, look, I fucked up. This is what happened. I gotta be honest. I think the remorse there would show me enough that the rest of the shit that would be coming through wouldn't matter. And why is this girl now coming to this chick about what was going on? If she knew about this chick, why wasn't she coming when it was happening instead of when she got hurt that he called it off? Right? Like people are fucking slimy. Right.
Yeah. The way that I would view this as, I agree, it shouldn't matter. Right? If it was a massive omission of she has an STD.
Right. Well, I have one now. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
So
that makes sense. So I guess the omission matters.
it does.
Context.
So the omission certainly matters. If she's coming in and just trying to stir the pot of, like I said, we met up 4 times a week when he told me 3, that doesn't matter.
Right.
Emotionally, it would still hurt, and I would want to talk about that. Like, I would need validation and reassurance, and I would 100% be triggered in that moment. The chick that you cheated on me with just reached out to me and told me all this shit. Like, I need you right now.
Right. Which is understandable.
Right. So the approach to that situation certainly matters. If it's an attacking of, she just reached out and I can't believe you didn't tell me any of this, he's going to get defensive. If it's a conversation of, she's reached out to me and now I'm panicking and I'm scared and I'm back in the moment, I'm feeling all these emotions again, that's that I versus you statements.
Right.
I don't yell or swear at him. I try to talk to him while we were having coffee in the mornings, and he shuts me down by saying he doesn't want to talk about it. I just have a normal, even tone with him to try to express my feelings. I don't use the you statements, but I use the I feel statements. I honestly just wanted to understand if I was lacking in any way that makes him feel unappreciated or unsatisfied.
We got to talk about how hard that I versus you statements are, though, and how many people think that they're actually utilizing that correctly and that are not. Okay.
The affair partner knew that I was in a relationship with him also, but I am feeling left, confused, and hurt. I honestly don't know how to bring it up or to just leave it alone and learn to move on.
That's what you need to do, because the other chick is clearly hurt too.
Right.
And now she's trying to disrupt things because misery loves company.
Right.
If she was okay with doing the shit while you two are together,
Right.
she obviously doesn't give a shit about you.
She
So now
probably
that
thought that she was good enough for him to leave you.
I mean, that could have been her end goal for sure.
Right.
Hurt people hurt people.
So when you saying that she's hurt, she is probably viewing the girlfriend as, you are the reason that I am in pain right now. So it could be a fuck you dig, definitely. Not going to give that any attention. Thank you for taking your time to read this. If I can receive a little feedback, because I don't have many friends and the ones I have are obviously biased in their views, I just need a little advice. Thank you for your time. And there is a sign off here that I had to Google. And from my expert Google search, I'm assuming that this is Navajo. But it says Wuju Asanala.
Okay.
And I was like, what is that? So just a fun little thing for you guys to know. And this is the update from...
Are you not going to tell us what that means?
Oh, no, it didn't give me a translation. I just Googled those words and it brought up Navajo websites.
Okay.
So I could be totally wrong. I could be totally off biased. It could be totally something different. Like I said, this was a Google search 3 seconds before we started going live.
Gotcha.
So this is an update from April. I still do need some advice, as we have now been together for 8 years. I have decided to move out by myself, but my spouse still wants a relationship with me. And it was his idea on moving to separate places because he needs to find his independence from me, as I mostly do everything in the household and keep it running and make sure it stays clean every day.
Nope.
That's an excuse.
This is a soft breakup.
It is. He's probably going to get with that chick.
Or another one, for that matter. This is one of those situations where he's trying to get you out the door into your own place so that you can eventually fade into nothingness.
Right.
Out of sight, out of mind.
You're gonna get used to being by yourself. It's gonna hurt less when he finally ends it.
It's going to hurt him a whole lot less because he's not going to have to see your face.
Right.
Hey, this isn't working anymore. I'm sorry.
We're already disconnected.
Luckily, you got your own place already. I'll see you in court.
It worked out.
Right.
Yeah. Absolutely unacceptable.
On that same breath, though,
Right.
there is value in having somewhere that you can go to get away from everyone and decompress it and like woosah, right? That's not what he's getting at.
Oh yeah, no, we're not living in separate houses.
Right. Okay.
You can go somewhere for 8 hours, Daddy, but you better fucking come home tonight.
I need you to tone the crazy down just a little bit. I'm already overstimulated and now I'm turned on. So thanks for that. Thanks. Go team.
You're welcome. Not playing that game. I love that we have somewhere for you to go to.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying my alone time. I can sit outside and smoke and water my plants, and I don't feel like I'm neglecting you as my husband because you hate the heat.
Right.
And there are times where I'm sitting outside and I feel guilty. And like I cut whatever I'm doing short or I rush to finish it to get back inside because I don't want you. Oh, my ear needs to pop. My voice is reverberating back to me in my skull.
It's what?
Reverberating.
Oh, okay.
Back to me in my skull. But I rush and I come back inside because I don't want you to miss me, I guess. So it's guilt-free stoned peach time.
Gotcha.
Outside in the garden. It also gives us opportunity to miss each other.
It does.
Do you miss me when you're here?
Sometimes I make it a point to stop what I'm doing just to shoot you a text message because I am missing you. It's weird because we've been around each other for years now, like inseparable. But you're right. It is nice to have that little bit of downtime. For me, and the real reason why I brought all this up is because when I have edited in the past, it's always been at the house. And it's normally when the kids are there at nighttime or it's during our time together. And if we're together or the kids are here, I don't get uninterrupted time to get things done. Something that should take me an hour takes me an hour and a half to 2 hours because it's constant disruptions. So like there is a benefit to that, but it's no different than going to work. You know, most people don't live the life that we live where we are around each other all the fucking time. And it's not a bad thing. Like I don't mind being around you 24/7. I enjoy it. You're my best friend. But the idea of coming in here to play video games because I was having a really bad day yesterday. I disconnected from everything and played video games for 5 hours and came home and was way calm. But I also didn't get any of my work done yesterday because of it. So I'm now behind, right? But it is what it is. It's nice to be able to have that decompression and some people need that, but moving out and living in a different home is a different discussion.
You're separating your lives.
Yeah. It's a soft breakup.
It is. I agree. I do now have a full-time stay-at-home job that requires me to go to the office 3 hours away occasionally. He promises me that he will still take me out on dates, trips, and doing things together. But so far, he has been proving that I cannot trust him.
Yeah. No, this is a soft breakup.
Yeah. I feel like I have yet to move on from his past transgressions with his affair partner. But he hasn't talked to her in the last year.
That you know of.
And he still refuses to talk about it, and that I need to get over it.
I understand part of that. But you can't know if he's not talked to this person or if there's not a new person. Something popped up on my TikTok feed the other day that said that there was a excuse me, a calculator app or a picture app
To hide messages. And
right. And you have to
whatnot,
enter a code to get into it to be able to see what's saved in there.
Otherwise, it's just a normal app.
Right. Yep. And if people are going to that lengths to hide shit from people, I just...
Be single.
Yeah. If you don't trust your person, move on.
I could see how those apps would be useful to somebody who's in like a DV situation and they're trying to formulate an escape plan.
Right. But that's not what those apps are created for.
Right. I can see a use in them though, right? For that kind of situation. And I could see how somebody who has survived something like that would thought that was a good idea to create that kind of app. The way that people, the only thing that comes to my mind is defile. Just absolutely soil everything. Not everything. We have some pretty neat things. Great Wall of China is nice. Saw a picture of that the other day and it ends just 50 feet offshore. Saw a picture and I was like, all right, guys, we're just going to swim around it.
They weren't very
China.
committed, were they?
No. 50 feet is probably an under exaggeration.
Okay, so what if at one point it did go to the ocean? Like,
no, because it's rounded.
To the water, like all the way to the water.
You mean like, and then they had to like
and then
come back and fix it?
The water just has receded.
No, because it's rounded.
Florida's sinking. It could be a thing. Maybe they built it around it so you didn't have to walk over the wall. This is stupid conversation.
This is too much for me to process right now. Hang on. Look at us trying to invade China.
No. Nope, I'm good on that.
No, they'll fuck us up. I'm good.
How's that breakfast taste over there?
It's really good. How's my lipstick look?
It's red.
It hasn't come off or anything?
Nope.
I'm getting so good at eating food with lipstick on.
Is
After practice.
Is that the end of the email?
No.
Okay.
I love him a lot, but I have doubts when he tells me nothing will change when we get separate places.
It absolutely will.
Everything's going to change.
Everything has already changed.
Right.
It's already changed. You moving out is just going to make it worse. It's not going to make it better.
They're going to bet it. Oh, gosh. No. 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 My brain's going a million miles a minute, and the only thing coming to my mind is like, I go to bed at 10 o'clock at night. Who are you talking to until 3 o'clock in the morning? No. Like, we're living together. Whatever you're going through, babe, I can keep my mouth shut. I promise. I'll just sit here and look pretty for you while you're processing, and I won't distract you. I won't push any buttons, grind your mental teeth. I am a firm believer of if I'm going through something personal, the last thing I need from my husband is space.
Right. So we lean on each other.
I might need quiet time. I have a whole thing going in the side yard for my garden and whatnot. I want to make a little sunflower semicircle where I can put chairs in and have that just be a little quiet area we can sit in. I'm big on quiet time, but I don't want to live away from my husband. If you ever hit me with, babe, we need to live in separate houses, our marriage is destroyed at that point.
It's over.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's my point of view as it, right? Say her boyfriend does thoroughly believe that living in separate houses is going to help their relationship. He's going to find who he is as a person. They're going to live happily ever after. I view that as a delusion, right? You're trying to make that work because you want it, right. But logically and realistically, it's really not.
Right.
Me as a person, if I were in a relationship with somebody and they had the best intentions and they really thought this was the dopest idea ever, I'm sorry, that's not going to work for me.
Right. There are people out there who live successfully married in 2 separate homes in 2 separate states even.
Right.
We know people, Scott and Wakenya are that. But their relationship is not problematic.
Oh, no.
There wasn't infidelity. There wasn't a bunch of bullshit happening to get to that point.
Right.
This is a thing of necessity, but it's making them stronger because of it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very different conversation, but this has already changed.
Right.
The marriage or relationship, she said 8 years. She called him a boyfriend, right?
She said spouse.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, my spouse.
It's already changed. This is not going to improve your situation.
Yeah.
He's going to get out there, have a little bit more freedom, not have to worry about you seeing the things that he's doing.
Not going to have to text you, I'll be home at 10 o'clock tonight.
Right. It's not going to matter. What do you mean I got to be home by 9:30? I don't live there. Do whatever I want. Yeah. This is not.
Have over whoever I want.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
I don't think. Okay, let me elaborate this on a little bit more. Okay. Because I just had a bunch of different thoughts in my brain. Once you are married, I don't believe that you can downgrade to being boyfriend and girlfriend again and have it get back to a marriage point from this kind of brokenness, right? I'm not saying that you can't find love again and you can't start dating your husband or your wife again. You can 100% do that to separate your lives and live in different households and different schedules, and we're not communicating, and I don't know what you're doing, and I don't know who you're talking to or who you're hanging out with. That's a downgrade.
Yeah, you're going back to dating.
Right. I am not sure as to what I should do. He currently has a drug and alcohol problem, and I have been trying to help him pass through it.
See, that adds a whole nother layer of
Right.
he would rather be high and drunk than fucking dealing with a woman in the house telling him you can't do the shit. Right?
Yeah. I wanted to, I don't know why I thought about this, but I wanted to jump back to this real quick in a previous paragraph. I mostly do everything in the household to keep it running and make sure it's clean every day. That is a blessing to a vast majority of men.
Especially if they do it without complaining about it.
Right. I take pride in making sure our house is taken care of.
Yep.
When our house is clean, I feel clean. Like my mental space is so much better. I know your mental space gets better. I cannot imagine a man going to his wife and going, "You clean too much and I don't feel independent. I need you to move out."
Right. That's not a thing.
Right? In our situation, I prefer to be the only one who cleans the house.
Well, I'm aware.
If you came to me and went, "Babe, I don't like that you restrict me on not cleaning the house. I'm moving out." Like that's a more realistic scenario for us to happen because of the way that I am. Why are you lying to me?
Yep.
Right? That would have been my response. Not, okay, let's see how this works. It's, what's the truth? Because... Right.
Yep.
And that's a bigger conversation of, can you even handle the truth? Can you handle the truth?
You can't handle the truth with that statement.
Is that can't handle the truth?
You can't handle the truth.
We watched Shark Tales the other day, the kids and I, and now my mind is just, are you not entertained?
That's Gladiator.
Yeah. Well, he did it in Shark Tales when they put on the big scene of beating up the shark. And he had to put on this grandiose, I'm the guy. What?
We're apparently going to have to watch Gladiator again. I can't believe you took that to Shark Tales.
No, I know it is from Gladiator, of him being in the thing, and
Russell Crowe's greatest performance.
Right.
Beautiful
and
mind.
they all expected him to not make it, and then he did, and he looks at everybody and, are you not entertained? And they're like, yeah, and the Emperor's like, this fucker. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was really intense with this fucker statement with that nose ghost you got going there.
Yeah, my little... How do we not have a television show yet?
Probably because you keep shooting snot rockets. And we say the F word a lot.
Oh, yeah, I did both of those things in a 10-second span.
Yeah. I don't think we're made for TV. It's okay.
That's okay. You're right. I'm not built for that. Built for these streets of YouTube. No.
Calm down, gangster.
Straight up G. The gangster life is a life for me.
Email. Email woman. Focus.
Kicked out of school at the age of 3. Okay. Giving him support.
Is that your verse for King Ree's album?
Have you ever heard that song?
No.
No, got kicked out of school at the age of 3. Why? Because all my teachers play a Hate It on Me. It's such a stupid song. Oh my gosh. It's stupid. That could be my verse. I have been working on my vocals. I've been trying to perfect my tone and pitch and whatnot. Back into the email. I have been giving him support and trying to get him to go to drug and alcohol counseling. He recently came into a lot of money and has helped me a bit, as he said it was all for the years I have supported us.
Nah, he got money. He's on his way out the fucking door. Yeah.
Damn. He's paying off debts.
Yeah, he wants you gone.
This man has premeditated the fuck out of this.
Yep. That's exactly what this is.
He's paying off debt. So when he does end things, you can't hit him with, well, I did all of this for you money-wise.
Yep. That's exactly what that is. He's on his way out the door.
Holy shit. But at the same time, I feel guilty taking any money from him. This is wild to me. So she said spouse. That leads me to they are husband and wife. If you come into a large sum of money, that is our large sum of money.
Right.
Right? If I gain an inheritance, we have an inheritance, babe. To say he came into a large sum of money and has helped me out a bit, and he said it was for all the years that I have supported us. That sounds like boyfriend behavior.
It does. He's on his way out the
Oh
door.
man. I feel bad for this girl.
So do I.
For this woman. I would cut ties. I wouldn't cut ties. I would be contemplating cutting ties because that is what it looks like he is doing. And I would approach the conversation of that.
Think you'd be honest?
No, gosh. Me personally, I don't think that he would have an option to not be honest.
He always got an option.
Right?
It's a choice.
Well,
He
because,
could want
at the end of that conversation, if you're not honest with me, I'm not living my life this way.
Right.
So
Well, he
either
doesn't want her there anyways.
you have the choice to tell me the truth, or I'm going to make the choice to leave this relationship.
Right.
And it's going to end either way.
Right. But that one will make him feel guilty.
Right.
Because it'll be in his face. If she leaves and he's like, no, babe, I totally want to make this work. I just need my space.
Right.
And she moves into a place, and 3 months from now, he sends her a text message. Hey, this isn't working out.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot easier to send that and then block her so he doesn't have to deal with the feelings that he's going to feel of betraying the woman.
Right.
There's always a choice.
There is always a choice.
He's already trying to do this in a cowardly way.
Yeah, he is. I try my best with my work, and he doesn't contribute to household chores. He sometimes helps me cook, but other than that, I usually take care of everything. Well, you're living on your own now.
She has not yet. It
No?
didn't say she's moved out yet.
I thought
It's saying
that she
That's
was.
what they're talking about.
He recently came in. Okay, so I'm confused because I've been reading this as she has already moved out and they're living in separate places.
I read it as he wants his own place and she hasn't actually moved yet. So one of us is wrong.
I'm going to go back and try to find it for clarification.
Then I'm going to sit here and look at the
Okay.
comment section because all of this shit's been closed on my screen. Let's see what we got going in the comments.
So, okay, it doesn't clarify on whether or not she's moved out. It says, I have decided to move out by myself. And it was his idea on moving to separate places because he needs to find his independence.
So she has decided to move out. So maybe she has already moved.
Maybe.
But she also did say that he's not doing any of the things that he said he would do. So
Right.
either way, what we're saying is accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Danish said, the conversations that have been had. Yeah. It's good that I haven't been able to see the conversations because I would get very sidetracked. It's very hard for me to focus right now. I will say that one savage gentleman, which I really love that name, said this man is planning the split as far ahead and has thoroughly, as you usually see a woman do. He's already gone mentally and emotionally. Chaotic Thought said, I did this in the past, but I did it because I was scared of his reaction if I had the conversation that I was leaving. He had anger issues. People have their reasons for doing shit. Mm-hmm. May not be a good reason. It may be a bullshit reason, but to them it's valid or they wouldn't do it.
Right.
Okay, I'm closing this back out.
Kay Moley said hi to you.
I saw that. Hello. I was just trying to be brief because I knew you were getting back into it.
I always try to tell him how I feel or how I feel used. I always try to tell him how I feel used or feeling like I only put in the effort. My spouse told me it only takes 15 minutes of your time since I work from home that I can do it easily.
Wait, read that again? That didn't make sense.
Meaning cleaning the house. It only takes 15 minutes of your time since I work from home. You can do it easily.
Okay.
I honestly don't feel secure living in separate places, but he insists that it will be better for the both of us. And I try to bring up what's going to happen and why I don't trust him. But he says that I attack him a lot. I am not fucking okay when people try to tell me what I am feeling or what is best for me. You don't do that. Her trying to voice her discomfort and why she's not okay with us, and for him to go that, oh, well, it'll be better for us, just listen to me. That's a massive red flag to me. You're completely shutting down everything she's trying to communicate. You don't care about her feelings. She's worried about her life right now. It'll be better for both of us, babe. That is not a protector. That is not a leader. And that is not husband material in my eyes. I feel like his priorities lay elsewhere, and he always puts his friends above me at times. He always puts his friends above me at times. So that sentence
doesn't make sense.
Cancels itself.
Yeah, contradicts itself.
Yeah.
Contradicts.
I'm feeling lost, and I feel like he gaslights me and makes me feel like I'm crazy. I have even asked to see his phone, but he gets defensive as it's an invasion of privacy.
This falls on to what we've always said. If the trust is gone, the relationship is over. Right. You don't need to see the phone. You already know what's going on. Just move on.
Right.
Do we have a fan duster thing?
Here?
Yes.
No.
Okay, we need to get one here because that's kind of gross.
Okay. I want to make a BJ's run anyway.
Okay,
so
that works.
But recently, what made me doubt everything is when a stranger who is a man asked for my number. I declined any advances, and he says I will never leave him as I love him too much. And now it has me thinking if I'm being a fool. I need help to navigate this problem because I want to get married and start a family.
So they're not married.
Okay, they're not.
This is an 8-year boyfriend.
Yeah. Not a spouse.
This isn't marriage material.
No.
That's not what this is. This you need to exit stage left.
100%. Yep. Make room for your husband.
Left even.
Being with a boyfriend takes away space for your husband.
Right. Yep.
Yep. The picture that she's painted of him and the things that he has already said to her feelings, for him to say, I will never leave him because I love him too much, makes me uncomfortable.
Wait, did she say that or did
he said that? To her.
Did.
Yeah. You will never leave me because you love me too much.
Well, then if he believes that, then he's got all the power in this relationship.
He does.
Because he can do whatever the fuck he wants, knowing that she's not going to go anywhere.
And I mean, and it's working because she says that she has decided to move out on her own, but she's scared of it and really doesn't want it to happen. It wasn't your idea.
Yep. Yep. This is a in this situation kind of thing.
Yep.
This is one of those times that we tell you it ain't worth it.
Not worth it.
If you've been with somebody for that long and you want to be married and marriage is off the table, are you willing to give up the dreams that you have for the future to placate somebody else's wants? Because essentially you are giving up your dreams and aspirations
To be a people pleaser.
instead of finding somebody that wants the same things that you do. Love is not enough.
Love is not enough.
It's one of my favorite Yellow Wolf songs. He's got a new album coming out
Really?
in July called War Story.
Dope.
June? July. I think it's July.
One of the J's.
One of the J's.
There's only 3 of them.
Yep. 1 in 3 chance of being right.
Yeah.
You gonna do another one?
Yeah, we can do another one. This one is titled Struggling Mom. Update more details, Patreon subscriber.
Oh shit, Patreon.
So this was sent in March.
Oh, I like that. Okay,
Yeah,
so this
is
is
recent.
relevant. And
Hello?
it says there's an update too?
Let me scroll down. So no, this is just a revised email. Then.
Okay,
It's updated information, I suppose.
Take it.
Hello, Chris and Peach.
Oh, hey there.
Hi, Dare. First, thank you for all that you do and the help you have already given me by watching your videos.
What can I say except you're welcome? Oh. Every time that we get thank yous, that plays in my head, and I've always just held it, suppressed it.
That's it?
It's out now. I don't have to do it again.
I love that. How did it feel to get that energy out? Yeah.
It would have been better if I'd have done it when we were recording so I could have just cut it. Nobody had ever seen it.
Oh my gosh. No, leave it in. You leave in all my shit.
I don't leave in all your shit.
You do.
No, I don't.
Me doing my because I fuck up reading or something?
That I do.
Yeah.
I don't leave all of them. I do leave some of them, though.
Yeah.
Although lately my editing's gotten very lazy.
It has.
I like the idea of both of us being on the screen more than the jumps.
Yeah.
And I asked Discord, and Discord said that they like both of us being on the screen more. So
I'm going to have to remember that because, like, oh gosh, I can't believe I'm about to say this.
what?
Sometimes, like, I'll pick my nose or something while the camera's on you. Because like my nostril jewelry gets in the way, so I got to get in there.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore. I'm going to be on screen with you. All right, mental note.
Yeah. I realize how off camera I look when we record.
What do you mean?
Like I focus, I'll find a blank spot on the wall or something to fixate on because I can like
Hear better?
dial my thoughts in. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too. I don't space out when I look off at something. As I'm focusing on a point in a wall, so I can't get distracted from listening to what's
Right.
going on. Yeah.
I do it a lot.
Yeah. You said you do it a lot?
I do. Yeah. When you go back and watch when you're talking or reading an email, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're over there. I'm staring over here, staring at the ceiling.
I'm a 31-year-old female, and my fiance is a 28-year-old male. We have known each other for 4 years, and have been dating for 2.5, living together for 1.5, and we've been engaged for 6 months.
Okay. You got a wedding date set yet?
Good question. Our communication is rocky on my part due to still working through my bullshit past, but you have already helped to improve that with your advice. Examples. Certain phrases sending me into spirals of defensiveness. Oh, that was so much. Such as we are sitting in the same room doing different things and he says, I'm so frustrated right now. I ask why, instantly thinking, okay, what happened? How can I fix this? To which he responds, oh, nothing much. We can talk about it later. I am instantly anxious and thinking, oh crap, I've done something. I ask, can you explain or give me context? And his response is, that would be talking about it, and I don't want to right now. He is not raising his voice. At this point, I am now feeling I'm ignored as I've expressed I need to have more context due to my anxious feelings of wrongdoing. So I'm going to pause.
I would like you to do that. They're both wrong.
Okay.
Go ahead. That was my point. They're both wrong.
Okay.
I made you lose your train of thought, didn't I?
Yeah, because now I'm focusing on the aspect of him in this now.
Yeah. You address her. I'll address him. How about that? How about that? That works.
Okay. So there are multiple times. It's not every single day, but at least once a day, I can't believe I just fucking did that. Or I'm so fucking over this.
How's that lion's mane working for you, babe?
It's working good.
I am the conductor of this train, and I just derailed this shit with 2 words.
But I'm back on it. I'm
Okay.
going. I'm doing the thing.
All right. It's funny to me.
But I remembered.
You hear it all the time.
What?
Can't believe I fucking did that.
Yeah. Or I'm so over this right now. Or just... And there's always like one of these involved.
It's me self-soothing.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And I'll walk over and be like, hey, babe. What's going on? I might give you a little kiss. I might rub up on your shoulders, ask you if you're super engrossed in what you're doing. And if you tell me I'm going through it right now, and I will ask, did I do something? Right? Because I'm also that person. Oh my God, my husband's about to leave me. He thinks I did something that I never did, and he's not going to believe me about it. Childhood trauma. So instead of just living all of that and beating around the bush of, okay, well, just tell me what's wrong. Come on, babe. I can tell something's wrong. Just fucking talk to me.
Right.
Did I do something? That is short, it's to the point, and it's a yes or no answer.
So if it was a yes answer, would we have to have the conversation right now, or would you be okay with waiting until I was ready to have the conversation? Because that's their situation right now.
So then so the answer is yes. My follow-up question is, are you thinking about leaving me?
It's a pretty extreme jump.
That's my anxiety.
Right.
I did something wrong. You're going to fucking abandon me. That's how my brain works. It still happens. I've gotten better at regulating it and not panicking when you're upset with me or frustrated with me. The first time you told me that you were frustrated that I left the cabinets open in the kitchen, I thought you were going to leave me over it.
Really?
Yeah, that's how fucked up my mind is. That's how damaged of a person I am.
I view leaving cabinet doors open the same way I view an empty toilet paper roll in the bathroom.
Right.
It's just an annoyance.
Right.
It's not the end of the fucking world.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So
It's not something to get angry over. I wasn't even mad at you when you did it. I was just like, why don't you just fucking close the
Yeah.
cabinets? Yeah.
but that's how I am as a person.
Okay.
So that would be my follow-up question. Is it bad enough that you're going to leave me over it? Are you thinking about leaving me over it? And that's also a yes or no question. And if it's a yes, then okay. I need to mentally prepare for whatever conversation that we're about to have. And in the meantime, I'm going to sit here and pick myself the fuck apart to try and salvage this. But I wouldn't push to have a conversation right then and there, because now I'm in a hyper emotional state. You're clearly going through it. You said you were. I've done something to upset you. Why would I want to try to have a conversation when you are not exactly loving towards me right now?
Right.
I'm good on that. I don't want to put you in that situation, and you can call it selfish. I don't want to deal with that kind of situation. I don't want to put myself in that mental anguish. I don't want to get myself into the hyper vigilant state where my heartbeat is racing and I'm sweating and I'm panicking and I can hear your voice, but I'm not hearing what you're saying and I'm just making the situation worse because I'm reacting instead of responding. No. You saying that I am now feeling I'm ignored as I've expressed I need to have more context due to my anxious feelings of wrongdoing. That is a you problem.
Yep.
You guys were just living life. He said, I'm frustrated. Your emotional brain took over logically. What would you have done to frustrate him in that moment?
Right. That was part of what I was going to address.
Right.
If he's playing on the computer or he's paying bills or something happens and he gets frustrated, it's likely not you.
Right.
So you acting like that is making it a problem. So
Yes.
now you're adding to his frustration. I'm gonna wait until you're done though, because I have a whole different idea. So let's finish your train of thought and then we'll
Okay.
jump on mine.
My final part of that train of thought is when I'm in the kitchen and you hear me go, fuck me,
Right.
you're not the problem.
No, obviously I'm not in there.
Right. So just like you said, if he's at his computer playing video games or he's working and he goes, I'm so frustrated, point A to point B, whatever he's engaged in right now is what's causing this feeling of frustration.
Which is the most logical explanation.
Right.
The issue that is being had here, though, is that she has not done any work for her triggers, and she's still viewing her as the problem and abandonment and all the things that she's going through, right?
Yeah.
So the challenge to all of this is that he knows that. In 4 years and they're engaged, he knows
That she has that problem.
that that's a thing for her.
Yeah.
So he shouldn't make statements that are blanket like I'm frustrated.
Right.
Saying fuck or the deep sigh with the self-soothing rubs or I can't believe I fucking did that. I can't believe I fucking did that. Not I can't believe you fucking did that. You have no reason to be stressed over me saying I can't believe I fucking did that because this is a me problem. But if I'm like, oh, I'm so frustrated. Well, what are you frustrated about? I can see how that would be a question. People are emotional vampires.
Yes.
People like to manipulate people.
Yes.
And if you know somebody's triggers and you know what gets them going, you can absolutely manipulate them into giving you the energy that you so desperately are craving to fucking siphon from them. And using statements like that with people like that, I do believe is a manipulation tactic, which is why I believe he's also the problem in this. Because whether he wants to admit it or not, he knows that this is something that will gain
It's a thing for her.
something from her. It will work her up. It'll make her want to be engaged in the conversation. It'll give him energy, even though it may frustrate him, because children will act out with bad to get attention because attention is attention. They don't give a
Right.
fuck. That's
What form it is.
right.
Yeah.
It's no different. People do that same shit throughout adulthood because they don't fucking learn better coping skills. So he's a problem in this too. But I definitely think that she needs to work on her triggers. And I think for people who have that, the best thing to do is just shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
Don't say shit. If they say some shit like that, don't play into that.
Yeah.
And if you are the problem and they come to you and talk to you about it later, you can address it then. But you don't fucking write a check for a debt you don't owe.
Right.
So don't create something out of nothing. And if they were thinking about leaving you with one of the scenarios that you laid out, what good is having that conversation in the moment?
It's not.
It's not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to heighten things and make it worse because now you're fighting. Just let them get over it and then have a calm conversation afterwards. It's going to be a much better outcome than screaming and yelling and having an argument over some shit.
One more.
I understand that that's difficult for a lot of people to go from emotional brain to logic brain, but what do you want me to do about this right now?
Yeah.
Like, I know that if you're elevated, dealing with you elevated is not going to be a victory conversation for either one of us.
Yep. I am not me when I'm elevated.
No one is.
So I fibbed. There's one more thing that I want to touch on. So I'm going to reread the sentence one more time. The emailer said, I am now feeling I'm ignored as I've expressed I need to have more context due to my anxious feeling of wrongdoing.
She's putting her needs above his.
Well, she never actually said that to him. She didn't say that I am anxious because I feel like I've done something wrong.
Oh.
She did not say that. She said that he said, I'm so frustrated right now. And I ask why instantly. Just asking why. Why are you frustrated? To which he responds, oh, nothing much. We can talk about it later. To which she responds, can you explain or give me context?
Who says that? I'm so frustrated. Oh, nothing.
I do that, right? Like if I'm in the middle of something, because I talk to the kids about my feelings all the time. They always know what's going on with me because I want them to understand emotions and how people react in certain situations. So say I'm in the middle of doing 30 million things. I'm cooking dinner. I'm trying to get the dishwasher loaded, dryer just pinged, and somebody wants a snack. I'm doing all of these things, and I'll just say out loud, I'm frustrated. And then one of the kids will go, Mommy, why are you frustrated? I can't talk about it right now. Just give me a second because I can't think and talk at the same time.
Right, but that's different than oh, nothing. I'm so frustrated. Oh, nothing.
Well, you said, oh, nothing much.
Oh, nothing much.
We can talk about it later.
That doesn't change things.
Yeah.
That statement by itself makes me feel like that is a manipulation thing. Mm-hmm. Oh, nothing much? Then why are you frustrated? If it's nothing much, why are you so frustrated right now?
It could just be the snapped raw emotion.
Yeah, I guess.
There are things that make me angry that shouldn't make me angry.
Right. But you're angry about it. It bothers you. So is
Right.
it nothing much? Or is it something that bothers you? And if it is something that bothers you, are you able to go, meh, whatever.
Right.
Meh.
Well, he might deem it as nothing.
Well, and if he is, then shut the fuck up. Why are you
Yeah.
frustrated? If it's nothing, why are you frustrated by it?
Yeah.
It's like a flea.
Yeah.
Oh, a flea. You flick it off your arm and you move on about your life.
Okay.
Oh, fleas. Oh, it's not a big deal. It's just a flea.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like,
What if that was him trying to regulate himself?
what if that was him trying to manipulate the situation to get attention from her? That's how I view this.
Right, I mean, I know you said that.
As we've talked about this, that's exactly how I'm viewing this.
Right. It could be other things though.
Then why not say I'm processing?
Because he might not know to say that.
Give me a minute. Oh, nothing much.
Right. Autopilot. I'm going through it. There's something going on. I'm to not snap at my woman.
Yeah. Then
Nothing
he
much.
needs to find better ways to articulate himself.
Yeah.
I understand that he did go on to tell her we'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to have a full-blown conversation.
Yeah.
If I'm stressed out about money and I'm fucking going through it and like I forget to pay a bill and I go, I can't fucking believe I did that. And you're like, everything good? I'm like, yeah, I forgot to pay a bill. We don't have a discussion about that. I'm the one that handles the bills. And what did your KD go under one? Like, can you not figure out where the fucking oil's coming from underneath of the car? Like, you can make a very quick statement to let them know that it's not a them problem. This is basic communication shit. And when you do that, if you and I, okay, let's just put this in a scenario. If you did do something wrong,
Okay.
and I needed to talk to you about it, and I verbalized that I'm not okay, I'm telling you, I'm processing things, and when I figure out how to address this, we'll talk about it. That's healthy.
Right.
Otherwise, I'm not bringing shit up. Real shit in that scenario, I wouldn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't tell you I'm frustrated. I wouldn't tell you I'm upset. I wouldn't tell you I'm depressed. I'm going to work through my shit until I am ready to have a conversation because I want all my ducks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to have an emotional back and forth with you. That's not productive for anyone. So I guess even in that situation, I really view that as people trying to get attention from people.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens from men and women. This is
does.
not just a one gender thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like that. I just don't like that behavior. I wouldn't tolerate that from somebody in my life.
I agree with that.
But what are you, 6? Like, do you need some words? You want me to show me on the chart where your feelings are hurt so we can discuss it? Like,
And he might be stunted at 6. If
Maybe.
he wasn't taught that at 6, he might need to be taught it at 28.
Yeah, well, it's a him problem.
Or is it a failure of the parents?
Still, I mean, his parents he's 28 years old. His parents ain't got shit to do with who he's been for the last 10 years of his life. That's a him problem. Your parents failing you.
Yeah.
That sucks when you're a child, but you're an adult. That excuse goes the fuck away the moment you become a man. Fuck that.
Okay.
My parents did a whole lot of foul shit to me, and it made me it made me the man that I am because I don't want to fucking be who I was because of what they did to me. That's a choice. I can't use my childhood to determine my entire existence and wear it as a fucking label. Traumatic childhood, walk on eggshells around me, can't emotionally regulate, mental illness,
Yeah.
trauma, CPTSD. That's not anybody else's problem. That's my problem. I don't, fuck that.
Yeah.
It's your problem.
I agree. Back into the email. I then snap, just give me context or have it out now so I can just stop worrying about it.
So now they are fighting.
Yeah. I've told you too many times now how this phrasing makes me panic and spiral, and you agree to stop.
Stand by my statement. This is manipulation. Hey, those of you who are on Patreon, even though I can't see the chat, what did you think about the manipulation video that we posted? I have another one in queue. The relationship one is ready. I'm holding it off. I'm going to probably drop another Vimeo video today or tomorrow and then drop the manipulation one or the relationship video this weekend.
Okay. I have 2 children and my fiance has none. I have an 11-year-old from a short-term hookup at 18 whose dad lives out of state, and a 6-year-old from a 6-year marriage, 7-year relationship that ended in 2020, whose dad is in rehab after being in jail for 6 months.
How is it that you've been married and had, well, she didn't say how long the first relationship was, but
She said it was a hookup.
you had a 7-year relationship that was a 6-year marriage and you still haven't worked through your triggers yet? You expect people to cater to you. If you can't go, I'm the problem and these are my issues, you literally are telling the world that you have to cater to me
Yeah.
because I'm not willing to do the work myself. That's how I view that.
Yeah.
If you came to me, same thing with him, right? Okay, because she's been like, I've told you too many times that you have to not use those phrases around me because it triggers me.
Right.
Which means he knows and is doing it anyways, and she has not done the work to correct it.
Right.
So this has become an issue where nobody's trying to solve anything. If you came to me and said, hey, you do X, Y, and Z, and it really fucking upsets me, I'm going to go above and beyond to try not to do that. Now, if it's a habitual thing, it may take me a little while to break those habits, but those habits are going to get broken. And I'm going to apologize because I know I'm not supposed to do that shit. Now, is that a control thing? Absolutely not. This is you making a request and me loving you, trying to fill that need while you work on the things that are a problem. And then in the event of it slipping 2 years from now, you're not going to be super upset about it because it's not a habitual thing. We're not living in that scenario over and over and over again. The trauma is not happening over and over and over again, which is something with people who have borderline.
Right.
Resets that. Like you live in that fight or flight and the abandonment because it's a constant thing. You have to do the work on yourself. You can't live expecting everyone else around you to cater to your fucking needs. The world doesn't work that way.
Right. I want to
And this
add
isn't me shitting on her. This goes for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone else, if you took like slight to that, good. No, I'm gonna go throw this away.
Okay.
Is yours empty?
No, I'm still eating.
Okay. I have to pee too, so you get to entertain the chat for a second.
Okay, I'm gonna try to remember what I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, you can keep them entertained all the same. You're a very entertaining person, and you look great.
Thank you.
It's very easy for you to just.
Stop it. What was I gonna say? I'm gonna take a hit. That sounds fun. Do that, guys. Let's go. You don't have to if you don't want to. Don't feel pressured. Drink some water if you don't want to take a hit. Hydrate. Do that. Feel pressured to do that. Do it. Drink some water. I bought a new cup. I can't see you guys. The chat's gone. My husband took it away, so I literally just have an email in front of me. I bought a new cup, and it's a Walmart version of the Stanley Cup. And I left it in my car the other day with ice in it. And I left it in my car for 24 hours. And it got up to like 98 degrees outside.
It's made it 130 in the car.
Right. And the next day when I got in the car, I was like, oh man, I'm so thirsty taking the kids to school. And my cup was in there and I took a sip and it was still ice cold.
Oh, the stainless steel cups?
Yeah.
Did you remember what you were going to say?
I do remember what I was going to say.
Go ahead, because I want to chime in.
So you said breaking something habitual, right? It's going to take work and concentration. If he is in a moment of frustration and he has lived his whole life as what I'm going through doesn't matter, so it's nothing. And he expresses, I'm going through and I'm frustrated, I'm angry. Well, what's going on? Nothing much. Because it's been implanted in him that it doesn't matter. Right. So in that moment of his raw emotion, he's frustrated, he's overwhelmed, he's blurted out, I'm frustrated. Autopilot response is nothing much, right? If he has worked on this, on the phrasing, and it's not an every single time that he is frustrated. Let's say 7 out of 10 times when he's going through it, he gets the correct phrasing right to not trigger her. The other 3 times that he gets it wrong, you have to have grace and not take it personally. With him working on it and trying to correct his phrasing and be present in the moment when he's going through it and be able to communicate what's going on, you also have to work on not taking it personally those times where he drops the ball. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Fuck me, there's something else I wanted to say. If he did look at you and say, I'm frustrated, and you go, why? And he says, I'm processing and I'll get back to you in a little bit what's going on, would that even be a good enough answer for her? Or would that still trigger her?
Right. That's what I asked you earlier. Would that matter? Because I wanted to see if that was my thought process earlier when I asked you that. So
okay.
we definitely agree on that.
Okay.
Were those your
yeah, that was
okay.
it.
So I want to before I move on, because I'm going to challenge what you just said. Before I do that, I want to point out that everything that I said before I got up to go to the bathroom is that exactly the way that I would talk to our kids at 16 years old. If our kids were having this relationship problem and I was having a heart-to-heart with them, my communication to our children at 15, 16 years old would be exactly what I just said to this chick and everybody that's listening right now. These problems are a you problem. Yeah. You can't live life expecting the world to fucking cater to you. So unless you're working on getting better and working through your shit, you're going to live your life exactly as it is right fucking now. Yeah. And if this sucks for you, fix it. Yep. Nobody can do the work for you. And that would literally be the heart-to-heart that I'm having my fucking kids.
I hit our kids with that sometimes.
Right. What are you going to do about it?
This is a you problem.
Yep.
No, this is a you problem. Right? The other day, our son came up to me because him and Sissy were playing together, and then she went off and she started gardening. And he got upset and came up to me. He's like, Sissy's not playing with me anymore. Well, what's she doing? She's gardening. Okay, well, do you want to garden with her? No, I want to play this game and I want her to play with me. Well, she's not going to do that right now. She's preoccupied with something else. You need to respect that she's doing that. You can go play by yourself, or you can go in your room and watch TV and relax. And he started throwing a fit. I'm like, son, this is a you problem. Not everybody's going to play with you all the time when you want them to. Go do something else. Mm-hmm. Go make yourself happy. And he did. Teaching them young.
Yep, you got to. So I'm going to challenge your thought process on what you were just saying. In the event, you said that if he was somebody who's been always told that his feelings doesn't matter and it's always been downplayed or whatever, and and that's the way he acts, I don't believe that that's the case. If you are somebody who truly believes that you don't matter or that your feelings don't matter and you're not able to talk to people about it, right, you internalize and you stop doing that.
Right.
And I'm only saying that because I've been that guy. Mm-hmm. I come to you with problems because I know I can. Because I know that if there's actually something to talk about, you will talk to me about it and it's not going to get downplayed.
Right.
The amount of men who suffer in silence will never say shit. What's the point? They're going to weaponize it, throw it back in my face. They don't fucking care. It's not about me. I'm just here for a paycheck. I'm here to protect and provide. Nobody fucking cares. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Quit crying. You're a fucking man. We don't make noises like that. You get
Right.
the side of me that you get of me because I can trust that you're not going to weaponize it and fucking use it against me. So I don't believe that men who truly believe that they don't matter use terms like, oh, I'm so frustrated right now to the people that they love, because if they believe that they don't fucking matter, there's no point in doing that. It's a show. So I had to challenge what you had said, because as a man who's been in that position, when I believe that people don't give a fuck, you don't say shit.
Yeah.
It's the point. It's not going to change anything. I'm not going to get heard.
Yeah.
You suffer in silence. Thevoiceofthebroken.com is coming. I was working on the website from here this morning. I'm waiting on some of the domains to transfer over, and I'm just going to use Squarespace to mock something up so that I have it. And we've got about 10 emails sitting.
Oh, wow.
So, and Steven sent a fucking novel of emails. It was 13 pages before he even got to the success part of it.
Wow.
Or 13 paragraphs, I mean. So we are going to have a very new thing coming. I got to create the YouTube channel and shit still, but I think a lot of that is going to resonate with a lot of people.
I agree. Back into the email.
Mm-hmm.
My ex-husband helped raise my oldest, but was a very emotionally and verbally abusive man, which is a big reason I left. Everything he decided was bothering him. Everything he decided that was bothering him resulted in screaming at the kids, to which I would then step in and turn into 2-hour fights between me and my ex-husband until he inevitably left the house. Both dads have court visitation but rarely actually use it, if at all. My ex-husband's is supervised on the weekend by either me or his dad. Yes, I'm aware I picked shitty men to have children with. Both of their parents see the kids frequently and are a great help with the children while I'm at work. My fiance is kind, understanding, and so patient with the kids and myself. I have continued my therapy since my divorce, and we are currently stuck on one subject.
Okay. This is the trauma dumping stuff that I don't want in emails. Unless there's something relevant to what's going on right now that involved the children, the fact that you have 2 kids in 2 previous relationships and that neither of the dads are there is completely irrelevant.
It is about the kids.
The thing that they're stuck on? Okay. We get a lot of people that send emails in, and when people go, what is trauma dumping? That's that.
Right.
They'll say some shit that has nothing to do with anything just to tell a part of their life story that is not relevant to what's happening.
Like bringing up the ex who was emotionally and verbally abusive.
Right.
Talking about that and then going into, so last Thanksgiving,
right. So
his mom said this to me.
Right. Okay. Yep. That was just a clarification statement for me.
Okay. I am struggling to let my fiance form his own bonds with my children. I'm struggling to not micromanage every interaction and scrutinize and jump in before they have a chance to resolve whatever is happening as they interact. Example, when they are playing and he tells the children no to something they are doing, I am instantly trying to find out what's going on. That's a control thing.
I have a bigger question.
Okay.
How are you going to marry somebody that you can't trust?
That's a good question.
Why?
Especially with your children.
Right. If you do not believe that he is the kind of man that can help you raise those children, why did you say yes to marriage? He's not a good man. If you can't trust him with those kids and you're that worried about what's going on with your children, you got the wrong fucking guy.
Yeah.
This goes into the trust thing. The same thing with the cell phone that was in the last email. If you don't trust them, don't marry them.
Yep.
That's not your person. You will find somebody that checks all those boxes and puts all that shit to fucking rest. And you'll let them lead. You'll let him lead if that's the case.
Yeah.
This is no different than a woman who's very staunch, fucking strong, independent. I don't need a man. I'll never submit. That finds a fucking strong man that it shows that they're capable of it. And all of a sudden they're fucking doing dishes and cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And they're happy as fucking fulfilled. You find the right one. This doesn't become a problem anymore.
Yeah.
And if you think I'm wrong, I know the chat right now is going, exactly. That's me. Blah, blah, blah. Because that's our fucking Discord. We hear it all the time. You look at Mike and Katie. Katie was like, as soon as I met him, I was like right into that role of submission. Like,
That's what happened to me.
You find the right one. This is it.
You see Peach today.
Check. Holy shit. All of them. Oh my God.
Meaning me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, thank you. You doing anything after this?
I don't know. I should have looked at you and went, no. You like it.
The lackadaisical response makes me want to chase you more.
I know.
You fucker. I'm so glad we're married because I wouldn't do this if we were dating.
Okay.
No, there was something I was going to say, but then I started flirting with you.
Yeah, see what you did? Look what you did to yourself.
I mean, for any reason for me to forget something, I'm glad it was flirting with my husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fuck was I going to say? What were we talking about?
Trusting your man.
Trusting your man.
The ability to submit when you find somebody that's capable of leading.
Perfect. Thank you. I posted 2.
I'm not taking lines, man. You posted 2. Told you I was conducting this train.
I made one little jokey joke. Made one little jokey joke about my lion's mane. I posted 2 photos to my Instagram yesterday of me taking your boots off.
You posted 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay, I only saw the one.
I posted 2 of me taking your boots off.
Okay.
You just had
Oh, I posted one.
Yes.
So I only saw the one I posted.
Yeah.
I don't scroll Instagram.
No.
Ever. Nope. I post, check the comments, and get off Instagram. Actually, I don't even post. TikTok post because we use repurpose.
Yeah.
So I don't ever scroll Instagram.
Oh, I prefer Instagram over TikTok.
For photography, I do. If I want to scroll Instagram, I'm going to Chris Burkett Photography, that account, so that it's all photo shit.
Excuse me.
I don't care about politics. I don't care about any of the things that people are complaining about because Instagram became Facebook 2.0.
Right.
So
I follow a lot of different crafts pages on Instagram.
yeah.
It's fun. So I posted 2 photos of me taking your boots off. The first one, my eyes are closed and I'm just kind of like resting my hands on top of your boots. And then the second one, I'm actually smiling as I'm taking your boots off.
Yeah.
And if you would have told me from 10 years ago that I would be posting that with the caption that I was made to be your wife and thank you for allowing me to honor you by taking your boots off. Oh, are you looking it up?
I got to look at this now. I have to see what you said. Keep talking. I'm listening.
That's what I said.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said. I tagged you in it too. But if you had told me 10 years ago that I would be doing that, I'd call you a fucking liar. Because I was that strong, independent woman who didn't need no man. I would tell the men that I was dating that I don't fucking need you. Fuck all men. I would have conversations with women in the household that I shared with the man that I was with, and we would be talking about how we hate men and fuck men and they're garbage. And now look at me. Kept housewife. I love it.
I had to read the comments too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you like that caption?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have a dope life.
We do.
We should get back to the email.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're going to be here for a long time.
Example, we are all in the living room and I am reading. He is building a plane with both the girls. He is speaking to the oldest and calls her by her full first name in a clearly annoyed tone and says, I have explained this. If you don't stop, I'm going to just be done and you can go to bed. I instantly look up and ask, what's going on?
Okay.
Okay, so I instantly look up. She said earlier I am instantly anxious and I ask. So she is a very
Insecure
rapid
person. She's insecure.
Well, I
about
wasn't going to say
everything.
insecure.
Well, that is an insecurity. She's afraid that the living situation that she's providing with those kids is unsafe. She's insecure. But she's also, I'll stop talking so you can regain your thought. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's gone.
She's also removing any credibility from him to ever actually be a father role with those children, because if he sets a standard and she counters that, there's no hierarchy in the house.
Right.
Somebody has to be in charge. And if she's going to be the one in charge all the fucking time and there's no mom and dad are running the house together, the kids are going to learn to manipulate that situation, and he's never going to be able to be in a position to actually help raise the kids or take care of them because they really know that mom is the one that runs everything. He's going to lose all credibility in that.
Right.
Those conversations need to be had afterwards, like way afterwards when the kids are in bed. Hey, what happened earlier? Right.
He will respond, now annoyed with me. Nothing, I've got it. She is doing X. My 11-year-old is now upset, maybe even crying because she's a crier. And my first thought, oh God, I'm back in the cycle again. Second thought, don't be stupid, it's not that. I know my children. And I know that they can be assholes. And I know that they can push buttons. And I know that they will try to push boundaries and see how much they can get away with and try to manipulate. When I hear you disciplining one of the children, I don't intervene. I don't ask you what's going on. I need you to explain the situation. I might walk over and just hear and listen. So I have the context of what's going on. So when you come and talk to me, I know why the fallout happened, you could say. I'm not going to interrupt, though. If it's something like really serious, like they did something they know they were not supposed to do and you're disciplining them, I'll stand right next to you.
Yeah.
And I will look at them. And I'm not going to intervene. I'm not going to step in, but they're going to know that we are both disappointed in what you just did. Not playing that game. I also trust you. I trust that you're not going to be heavy-handed with the kids. And I trust that you're not going to overreact and start throwing things. And I know when you're talking stern to the children, it's not because you're emotional. It's because you've given them the warning and now they're getting the consequence. Back to the email.
You saying that neither one of us actually deal with the children when we're emotional.
No, we don't.
It's normally when that happens, we get the other person and say, this has just happened. You need to deal with it. And we both step away out, we'll step out of it.
Oh yeah.
Because disciplining is not about you're a piece of shit. How dare you?
Right.
It's about, we don't do this. Here's why. And we have a conversation. And sometimes that is literally just a talk.
It is.
Sometimes it needs to be an elevated conversation because a boy hit a girl, right? Like that, but that's different. Yeah. It always does come down to communication. And when you are flooded or you're overstimulated or you're frustrated, because like you said, you had 3 things going on and you were frustrated in the moment. And then one thing triggers, babe, I need you to come deal with this. Okay, I got it. Cause I'm not overstimulated or triggered or bothered by what's going on and I'll handle it. But that comes down to us trusting each other's ability to parent because we trust each other in our marriage.
Yeah.
Like this is what your foundation is. This is doing the work in between your relationships to get over the shit that was bad in the last one. So you're not bringing that baggage in. This is not marrying somebody that you don't actually fucking trust.
Right. I think another reason that works so well for us to go to one another and say, hey, I need you to handle this is because, well, I more specifically go to you for things. I tend to handle the children more often and your fun pops and then your discipline pops. You come in for the, like, all right. I'm
Dad voice.
Godzilla, like. And
I'm more like King Kong.
You are more like King Kong.
Yeah. More like King Kong than Godzilla.
Yeah. You are more like King Kong.
I only say that because the deaf kid with the little stuffy little thing, and he had
a whole relationship with her. Yeah,
more King Kong than Godzilla.
Yeah, because you do have that nice nurturing side and caring and whatnot. I don't go for you over every little thing. They just built something. I need you to go talk to them.
Right.
He just had an accident. I need you to go talk to him. Right? It's everything's going wrong today. I haven't showered yet. Dinner's not ready and somebody just threw up on me. I need you to go handle the kids for a minute.
Right.
Like I am at the last straw. I need help.
Right.
I view that other situation as taking advantage of the other person in the household.
Of course.
Right? And it also pushes that other person to be the bad guy.
All the time.
All the time.
Well, and okay, so that also speaks on people being emotional though.
Okay.
Because if they are doing something wrong and I have to come in dad voice or be the disciplinary parent, whatever. If I have to be that person and I do it from a place of anger, of course I'm going to be the villain to the kids.
Right.
But in the event that something gets spilled and you are going through all that. And in a moment, you're like, oh, I can't believe you did that, right?
Which I have done.
Everyone does. And I go, what happened? They spilled Kool-Aid on the rug. Okay, come get a towel.
Yeah.
They come get a towel and they start cleaning it up. And I show them how to clean it up. The next time, don't sit there and stare at your bottle, dumping shit on the floor, stand the bottle up. We have conversations about it because this is raising your children. But in the moment when you are frustrated because 900 things are going on, they don't understand why you're screaming.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's, if you can't have that kind of co-parenting and that type of understanding between two parents being able to raise the children, those kids are going to grow up fucked up.
Yeah.
So you can't always have the disciplinary person be the villain. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And if it's coming from a place of anger, they will always view that person as the villain. If the only time you touch your kids is to spank them, that's a fucking problem.
That's a massive fucking problem.
Right. Well, it's the same thing with the attention. So I went to an
Right.
extreme first to make a point, but
Yeah.
if the only time they get attention from you is if it's
Yelling.
negative attention,
Yeah.
it's still attention.
Right.
So I am the fun pops. We go ride quads. We do wheelies on dirt
Ride
bikes.
dirt bikes and
race little RC cars
Yeah.
and play and swing
Soccer
and
and-
right. Run around the jungle gym like I'm fucking 15
go to the
still.
aquarium.
Yeah.
You said 13 things have happened and they don't understand why you're yelling, right? Our kids understand why I'm yelling because I will tell them while I'm yelling. Like I will yell why I'm yelling. And an example of that is I give our kids a lot of warnings. I've dialed back on it a lot. I have. Because the mom guilt is still there, but they don't get 15 warnings anymore. I'm down to like 2 warnings.
Yeah.
Right. I'm cutting back. And now I'm getting better at you get the 1 warning and then you're getting in trouble.
Life's not going to give them warnings.
Right. I know. And I can tell that it's starting to work because our son is walking up to me and he's like, Mommy, I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I'm like, perfect. He prefaces with, I'm telling you the truth. So I know to check myself. I'm not about to get mad at him because he could have chose to lie to me, which he has in the past. And then I knocked your bird off the nightstand by accident, grabbing the blanket and the tail broke off.
Okay.
Thank you for telling me, bud.
Yeah, not a big deal. We got super glue.
Yeah. I would rather you tell me than me just finding my broken bird.
Right.
So I give them warnings and it will be, guys, please pick up your shoes and put them away. Clean up the living room, do this, do that. And then they're running around the house and they're playing and they're not listening. And I've asked you to do this 2 times already. And now my voice is elevated because you're running around the house and you can't hear me speaking. And now I'm yelling because you're not listening to me. And I'm over your guys' behavior and you're pushing my buttons today and you're getting ready to lose your TV.
And everybody's eardrums are busted out who's wearing earbuds right now.
So sorry. But that's my version of yelling at the kids, right? It's definitely louder. Like I mom voiced I can project. You heard it at the restaurant when we did that meet and greet in Tennessee and I got that waiter's attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know how to, And, I remember why we got onto that. So people yell, people get overstimulated, people get flooded. So if you are yelling at your children, don't just yell obscenities and you never fucking listen to me and this house is always a mess and nobody gives a shit if I'm busy. I'm mad because I feel like nobody's helping me in the house and it's always messy and I feel like nobody listens. Those are things in the moment that you're saying out loud that can actually be worked on by the family members, right? And then when you calm down, guys, I'm sorry that I was yelling. I was really going through it. Yeah. I was expending energy. I let the kids yell sometimes. Our son, when he gets really, really frustrated, say I can't understand something he's trying to say to me, and I've had him repeat the same sentence 4 times, he'll, rah! I get it, kid.
And there goes somebody else's earbuds.
Sorry. And I'm like, I get it, kid. Get it out, and then let's try this again. Okay, back into the email.
Yep.
So second thought is she's not in an abusive situation anymore because he just firmly spoke to her oldest daughter. So now I'm feeling anxious and betrayed by my own thoughts and protective of my kids. Sometimes I can just shut up and say, okay. When I manage not to stop myself, my response is, my child's name, you need to quit messing around and listen to him if you want to continue doing the project with him.
So now the kids are getting it double, right? In that situation where he's already handled it and she steps in and then handles it again, the kids are getting in trouble twice. You don't want to do that.
Right.
Let one person handle it, let it be resolved, and then you can good cop, bad cop if it's not resolved.
Right.
You can then pull the kid aside and be like, hey, what's going on? You enjoy working with him, right? Like he's helping you. Why are you trying to sabotage that? Do you want him to continue helping you? Because if you do, you need to change your actions because people don't want to be around people who are a problem.
Right.
Right. And then maybe they'll get a different perspective and can go back and enjoying the thing because now they realize they're about to lose it and they're not getting attention in a negative. You're giving them, it's manipulation. You can call it what it is. You're manipulating the situation to make them understand that in order to get peace from people, you have to be peaceful with people. Yeah.
He now snaps at me in a quicker manner, now slightly tense. I've got it. I don't need you to jump in. Now I'm feeling hurt because I was trying to be supportive and reinforce that she needs to listen to him, and I've made him mad. Generally,
I wonder why he's mad. Why haven't you guys had that discussion? Why do you act like that after I try to jump in and help?
So in the next paragraph, she talks about that.
Okay, I'm going to just stop talking then because that's twice.
Generally, I now leave the room to go regulate to some degree because now I'm feeling like I'm failing even though I thought I was doing the right thing, so now I'm crying. I try to silently support him, probably 45% now, and have the conversations later about why I agree or disagree with how things went during the situation.
Okay. That's healthy.
Right.
That's good. We talked about that earlier. I don't agree with feeling like a failure and crying about it afterwards. I can understand the frustration. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all. I forgot. I said I was going to stop so we can.
You're good. We have had multiple conversations about what is and isn't acceptable in terms of parenting, and that I am the final decision maker in regards to the children as they are mine, and we are still working on him stepping into fatherly roles, mostly on my end.
Wait, read that again, please. She's the final decision maker. So he's got to clear everything with her in order to parent.
Yes.
Then why is he parenting at all? If you told me that I had no authority in the household with the children, I'm not doing shit with the fucking kids. I'm not watching them. I'm not bathing them. I'm not helping with homework. I'm not going dirt bike riding. I'm not going to do anything because I have no authority as an adult to make sure the children are safe.
Right.
You've made that clear. They're your fucking kids. You need to parent them. So when something gets spilled, there's a mess. You need to clean it up.
Yeah.
Kids ain't acting right. Kids ain't acting right. You need to come deal with this. I'm not doing any of it because you've removed me as an authority figure to the children. So I'm going to be the fun guy all the time. Yeah. Shit's getting fucking burnt down. Houses on fire. You need to call the fire department.
Right.
They're your kids. That's very extreme. I'm kidding.
It is.
Just trying to drive that point down, even though it was kind of stupid. But
before you and I got very serious, we had the understanding that you didn't want to step into a stepfather role.
I didn't want to ever deal with kids again, period.
I know. And I accepted that. And for that to be the case, I was fully prepared for you to just be my boyfriend.
Right.
Until either the kids were older or they were out on their own. We weren't going to live together because this isn't going to be mommy's friend who she sleeps with, but he doesn't talk to me at all. We don't hang out together. They do stuff together, but we don't ever go out as a family and do things. He sits on the couch and watches his shows. That's uncomfortable for the child. It's uncomfortable for the man.
Right. Because the kids are going to create a bond with them either way.
Right.
Kids do that. Might not be a good one.
Yeah.
But.
Yep. I was fully prepared to have 3 nights sleepovers at your house.
Yeah.
Because you didn't want to have kids. Wow, I was ready to give up a lot of shit. That's crazy. I love you.
I love you too. You fucking better, or else.
Or else what?
I will cry. My one feeling will be hurt.
Lick the tears off your face.
Oh, you salty bitch.
Thanks to the tears.
That's funny.
Back into the email. My fear that I will trust in his ability. My fear that I will trust in his ability to raise them the way I see in my head versus the way that they were raised for most of their early development is stopping us. So she's living in her past relationship with this new guy.
Yep, brought all that baggage.
Yeah. You have to realize that this is not the man who hurt you and your children. Treating him as if he was is not only going to be a detriment to your relationship with this man, you're going to hurt the children in the process.
Yep.
Because they're not going to understand why you are so standoffish about them having a relationship with him.
It's also going to make the relationship fail.
Right.
The last one didn't work out, did it?
Yeah. They have fathers, even if they are mostly absent ones. I also know that at least my ex-husband, who was in jail at the time, will have a very big issue as he has already attempted to throw a huge fit. I shut that down when we moved in together with the children. My fiance agreed to this and has since expressed that he feels I am standing in the way of him having any bond, even a friendly one, because I am constantly hovering. He is right. I know I do this and I'm really trying to keep quiet and let them interact. I know it's my fear of my ex-husband's behavior that I allow to bother me still. I really want him to have his own relationship with them as we create a family in our home.
He's doing time for another man's crime.
He is. When we first moved in together, daughter was still in a diaper.
I think they both were. He was in pull-ups still.
He was in pull-ups. He was just being potty trained, yeah. And I was never worried about you interacting with them. My anxiety came from they were going to be too much. Like, come get your kids. Why are you not paying attention, right? That was my anxiety in the newness of all of it. How long have they been living together?
They've known each other for 4 years, or they've been together for 4 years. They've been engaged for 2.
Okay.
I believe is what it said.
Oh, engaged for 2 years. This man's going to be your husband and they don't have a relationship? Oh my God.
Go back and read that because now you're making me second guess myself. That might have been the last one.
Okay, hang on. No, you're right. They've known each other for 4 years, dating for 2.5, living together for 1.5, and engaged for 6 months.
Okay, so I was kind of right. I was right on
Okay.
the time frame of 4 years and 2 years, but
So at 1.5 years in, at this point, you need to decide whether you are going to allow this, because he's going to be your husband. You can't be this way in the next 2 years, next 5 years. So you're going to have to decide, am I going to let go of the reins and trust this man? You don't trust him with your children. Don't marry him.
I agree. Don't have him around your kids.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Because I went back to see that now. Hang on. I have to get back what I was at.
Okay, so while you're looking for that, I'm going to pose a question for everybody that's listening, even though I can't see the chat and I can't see the answers. If you are, I'm not even going to ask a question. I'm just going to make a statement. Fuck it. This screams settling for,
Yeah.
right? Hearing everything that's been laid out. If I was a woman or even just being a man with children, if I didn't think that the person that I was willing to marry is capable of parenting the kids as a bonus parent,
In a way that I seem fit.
right? I would have to admit to myself that I am literally just settling to have a relationship with somebody that I'm into.
To get whatever needs met in the moment.
That's not a longevity thing.
Right.
Because it's telling me that I don't really trust the person. I don't know how things are going to pan out. Like, I still have a whole lot of shit that I have to work through of me. Like, I don't think that I could do that.
Yeah, I agree. I remember where I was going with that.
Okay.
So I got over my anxiety of you becoming frustrated because I'm not watching the kids. Say I was cooking dinner, right? And you're interacting with the kids, and then I hear from a part of the house, "Where are you? Why aren't you watching the kids?" Right? That was my anxiety. That went away within the first month of us living together as a unit.
Why?
Because you showed me that's not who you are as a person. Now, years later, they're outside playing. I'm going to chill out in the house where it's quiet because they're all outside riding their bikes or they're playing with their cars together or you're teaching the kids whatever you're teaching them. It's not even a second thought to me anymore. I have unconditional trust in you when it comes to the children that we are raising. They're 1.5 years into living together and she's still helicopter watching his interactions with the kids. That is definitely one of those situations where that's not a him problem at this point.
Right. I agree.
That is the emailer's problem.
And I can see why he's getting frustrated, and I can see why they're arguing about it after the fact. Because this is a reoccurring thing.
It is. You need to stop living in the past of things and putting a cognitive bias on this man and actually believe his actions. Right. It was your actions that gained my trust when it came to the children.
Right.
Seeing who you were with the children, seeing who you are with the children is all I need. To overlook this man's actions with the 2 girls that she has and go back to, well, I just don't trust that you have the right thing in place when it comes to them, takes away everything that he's trying to step up and do for you and for them.
Well, she did say that there was things that he was doing that she disagreed with. Right? So if that's the case, did those things not change?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because if they didn't change, I could understand why she's still feeling like this, because there's things happening that she doesn't want to happen. Maybe he yells, or, you know, she doesn't, maybe she's one of those people that just doesn't punish their kids. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should keep reading.
Okay.
Because I'm sure it'll be in there now that I've said that.
Excuse me. Maybe.
I feel like we're watching TV together and I'm you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're me, but for emails.
Yeah.
That's funny. I can't have any more children after having a hysterectomy at 25. So it really is just him doing the bonus dad and nothing more for us. My therapist's response to these things is, well, just trust him. Just stop responding. In theory, well, you're not responding, you're reacting.
Yeah.
Just stop reacting. If you were responding, that wouldn't be an issue, because the response is having the conversation after the kids go to bed of what happened. Right. I didn't like the way that this was handled. Maybe we can try this next time. Little debriefing, right? In theory, this is absolutely what I need to do, and yet I still make the choice not to. Any more tools or trips to help me do that, or tricks, any more tools or tricks to help me do that is what they fail to provide. 7 years of damage doesn't just stop because I want it to overnight. It's work and progress that requires tools. I feel I am lacking the tools. Okay.
That's because you're living in an emotional mindset.
Right.
When you logic brain the situation, you can see what's really going on.
I was getting ready to say, is it about the tools or is it about the lack of the practice with the tools?
Yeah.
So that's also another question that I pose to myself. Do I not know how to handle this situation, or am I just not applying the tools that I have properly? Don't use a screwdriver as a hammer.
Right.
Right?
You're being a hammer and the world's your nail.
I really hope this is the more detail you were hoping for. Any advice you would be willing to give, if any, would be appreciated. If you have already covered something similar, I'd love to watch the video. I'm on episode 18 of the podcast at the moment.
Got a long way to go.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that some of what we've given in this has helped you. A lot of this, I think, is going to come down to understanding that you're trying to be a teammate with somebody and you're not working as a team.
Yeah.
And you need to put yourself in his shoes. Mm-hmm. And here's something that you said a second ago that's the prime example of this. You had a hysterectomy in your mid-20s, and you guys are going to get married, and he can never have children.
Biologically, yeah.
If you're married, unless he steps out of the marriage. Or
right,
you guys
or they
do a
surrogate.
Mm-hmm. So if he's somebody who wants to have kids, he's giving that up to be with you. Mm-hmm. He's making sacrifices. He's trying to step into the bonus dad role to like raise young women to be good women. Mm-hmm. And if he's not treating you like your ex and he's not treating them like the ex, you need to realize that you've got a man who's trying, and what you're doing is sabotaging your relationship. Mm-hmm. And I don't mean the engagement. I mean your actual relationship. You are going to make this man bitter towards you.
Push him away.
You're going to make it so that him and the kids have beef because of the turmoil between the two of you.
Yeah. And the kids are going to pick up on that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like growing up, there were multiple suitors that came through the household. And every single one I had a disdain for because I would see the arguments that would happen. And of course I would side with my parent. And it wasn't even massive arguments. It was, why did you cook that for dinner? Should have made this for dinner. Yeah, fuck you. Why did you cook that?
Right.
Stupid.
Well, kids are going to do that too because they cannot manipulate the parent the way they can manipulate the step parent.
Right.
Step parent is going to be the villain a lot of the time, especially early on, because they're the new entity in the household.
Oh, that wasn't the case for me.
And they know that they can create waves between all three and eventually maybe get them out of there, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to deal with one parent when you're a child getting what you want than it is with two.
Oh, I craved that as a child. Every time a new one came in, I was excited thinking that this is going to be my dad.
Yeah. Different cognitive bias, I guess.
Yeah. That was the end of the email.
Okay, let's look at some chats. Let's see if we even have chats. I have no idea what's going on. This is the longest I've gone without reading chats.
Have we heard anything from Jeff?
Jeff's Auto?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I will reach out shortly and I can text. Let me text her. All right. Hey, Chris and Chris. Weird when people call you that.
Yeah.
Did we read the supers? We did not read the supers. I haven't even seen them. I'm going to open up Discord right now and click on the super chats chat.
This one strand of pink hair, and it's in the camera. It's backwards. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, Jeep's done.
Oh, fantastic.
Today's the first, so we can just leave here and go get that, and then I can just come back and edit. All right.
Okay.
Chloe Hill. Hey, Chris and Peach. Can't watch today's live. Oh, somebody caught it. That was the one that disappeared earlier. As I work, I would love y'all's thoughts around self-discipline techniques, tools, and the whole shebang. Love you guys. So blessed I found y'all. Read what is it? Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink. Has got a lot in that. Anything that you can do, man, it's a lot. That's just not a simple question to ask because everybody's got things that they need to do. You start setting routines and you adhere to those routines.
Okay.
What is it that you're having issues with discipline in? I think it's probably going to be more of an easy thing to answer.
I'm going to have to step outside and make a phone call.
Okay, I'm going to just read these super chats then.
Okay. If I come back in and you've already ended it, bye, guys. Thank you for hanging out today. What?
You think you're going to be out there that long?
Yeah. It's about our daughter.
Okay. Ashley Ebricht said, Ebricht. I think it's not, but we'll see. I am so sad to have work and can't stay. Just wanted to say I love y'all and thank you for everything. Thank you for that. Jenny, I read that one already. Danish subscribed at tier 1. I'm so proud of the both of y'all. Both of you, all of you, heart. Thank you for that. Lorna became a prime sub for 3 months, so we love to be better. Oh, we got a $50 super chat. Oh man, I was supposed to interrupt for that. I'm sorry. I dropped the ball. Hot dog flaps. $50. Thank you both for what you do. I've improved myself tenfold thanks to you and the points in finding my Christian faith again after 10 years. That said, my girlfriend's mom is dying of cancer. It's not pretty. I'm doing my best to be there. I feel lost. The best thing that I can tell you is that you need to be a support system for your girlfriend, but you also need to take care of yourself while doing it. People that find themselves in a caretaker position tends to fucking stop remembering that they need to look out for themselves because they're so busy trying to take care of everyone around them. You are not going to be the best in taking care of those around you if you yourself are run the fuck down. So look out for you. Make sure that you're doing the things that you need to do to feel fulfilled in life and that you are decompressing and then be the support pillar. Can we miniaturize the two of you, play the angel demon on the shoulder rolls, but as rational, emotional guides instead? That's fucking funny. Sabrina said, my man and I have been emotional mindset since he's been out of town. We've also been able to talk to each other out of it when it happens. I'm so proud of our growth. We're striving to be better. I love that. Buggish McKay on Twitch said, I'm newish to the podcast stream. Do either of them have psych training? I imagine they've done their own work in therapy as I have. I see a lot of similarities between the thought processes and rationalization between these two and my therapist. No. They also said my therapist doesn't swear as much, but the logic and pattern thinking is the same. Your therapist needs to step their cursing game up. No, we've done a lot of therapy, but we've read a lot of books. I read 300 books last year. I read 300 books last year. And I've applied a lot of it and some of it worked and some of it didn't. And the things that we discuss on the podcast is just shit that we've implemented in our own relationship and relationships with others. And it's worked. So the things that worked gets repeated. The things that don't work get scrapped because Not everything is going to work for everyone. And us trying to tell you the things that don't work doesn't make sense because we can't give testimony to it working. So we give you the things that we have applied that has worked, and we do that. I just saw another super chat from Stephen Price. What month emails are y'all on? Sorry, I heard you say Stephen wrote a novel and got excited thinking it might be mine. Haha. No, that was from Desk Clan. I'm not sure what month we're on. The one that she just read was a Patreon update from March, but the one that she read before that was from September. If you've sent an email and you want your email to be read on the podcast, I know that Jenny sent, I think she said 300 emails out to people to find out if they need an update or if they're still dealing with things. And we didn't get a lot of them back, but we got about 20, 25 of them back. If you're waiting on your emails to be read, send an update. This is where it was. This is what's happened. Be detailed. Make sure that you're following our guidelines. At this point, if you listen to the podcast, you should know what we are not willing to address. And then send an update. This is what's happening so that we can do that. Talia Harrison said, do you have a book list? We do. And somebody will book it in the thing. If you go to tobebetter.co, there's a download section. Everything that you guys want, books, the questionnaires, the check-ins, the kids check-ins, all that shit's for free on the website. You can just click it, download it, and we'll go from there. Well, this is awkward. I don't think that I could do a podcast by myself, guys. I can interact with the chat for a little bit just to see if she comes back because I feel like that was a lackluster goodbye. Or maybe I just don't want to end it on my own. I don't know. I enjoyed this live. I enjoyed this live too because I wasn't 900 things. It got to let me sit down and actually focus on something for a little bit. I think I kind of needed that. My brain's not been okay. Could you add me to the Thailand chat? Oh shit, Lorna, I am so sorry. Yes, I can. I apologize. Let's see. Invite people. There you go. Sorry about that. Thank you all for today. I've been having parenting struggles with my boyfriend and ex-husband. Today hit the mark. Fuck yeah. Everything good?
She has 100 fever again.
Okay. So you're going to go get her when we're done?
Well, she's already been picked up.
Oh.
For some reason, I wasn't getting phone calls. The daycare tried to call me, but I don't have any missed calls from him. I don't know what happened.
Jenny said if your email was more than 6 months old, I emailed you for an update. Yeah, she absolutely did. I got some good clips. Ha ha ha. Okay. Bug said, is there a Discord link? Sorry, I've looked around the main page and mentioned it, so I wasn't sure. There's not. If you guys want to join the Discord, you need to join the $15 tier or higher on Patreon. The $5 tier on Patreon does absolutely nothing for you. T-Mobile has been having some issues.
Okay.
They said, if you join the $5 tier on Patreon, you get nothing other than giving us a $5 tip every month. And though that's super grateful, I would much rather you spend the extra $5 and get content. If you go to the $10 tier, you get early release content. If you go to the $15 tier, you get the early release content and live streams and the Discord. If you go to the $20 tier, you get everything that's in the $15 tier, but your partner can also get into the Discord. $30 tier is an ultimate tier that gets a free t-shirt every 3 or 4 months and everything below. And then the men's group and the women's group will be on there soon as well. So I hope that answered your question. You want to go pick up your Jeep?
Yes, there are things that I need. I took the phone call and now I'm disengaged from the live and I have all the other things that I want to get done for the podcast on my brain. So yeah, I'm going a million miles a minute over here.
So is that a yes? You want to go pick up your Jeep? Okay.
Yes, pick up the Jeep.
I hope you guys enjoyed what we did today. Moving forward, we are going to be spending a whole lot less time in the comment sections while we are reading the emails so that we can actually be more focused on what's going on. And then we'll be going that route. Somebody just said, does Peaches want to be minimized and coach me through life? Yes or no? She doesn't want to be minimized, but if you would like coaches, either one of us to coach you, that's coming.
What's minimized?
Shrunk. So you could just be like, hey, turn left. Turn right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for tuning in today.
Yes, thank you for being here. You mentioned the coaching thing, right? I was focused on the minimize.
Briefly, they only said that though because somebody asked about the angel and demon thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Somebody said, I have a question about the postpartum depression Peaches is going to make a series about. Is it okay to ask it here? You can ask it now. That'll be the last thing that we address, and then we're jumping off here. You want to talk about Thailand real quick?
Yeah, we can talk about Thailand real quick. We're down to what, 14 spots available?
14 available, yep. I think if we can sell 22 of the 24 slots, I may actually give away a slot.
Okay.
I still would like to bring somebody that does video work. But in the event that we get almost completely sold out and like we're down to the wire and there's 2 slots left, I'll probably give them away.
Yeah.
But we have to get to that point. You know what I mean? We're just not there yet.
Yeah.
I am really looking forward to going though. I'm really looking forward to the time away. And you know what? While we're out there, we won't be able to use our phones unless we're connected to Wi-Fi.
Oh, that's going to be hard for me.
Well, you'll be able
kids.
Right. Well, if we're out walking around, people can't call you. We won't be in the country.
Yeah.
Did you see that somebody got a $144,000 phone bill from T-Mobile because they were using their phone out of the country? Yeah, we won't be doing that. We can get a prepaid while we're there if we need to, but they can send an email. You're in Thailand. It's not like you can drop what you're doing to come play Captain Mom. So, yep.
Oh my gosh.
Still waiting for that question, Pancakes Queen. Yep, $144,000 T-Mobile bill. Because a husband and wife used their phone a lot while they were out there. So I am a gestational surrogate. Will there be a subsection of how the postpartum affects surrogates and the extra work they need to prepare for along with the partners?
That's a whole different thing. From my understanding, postpartum depression is worse in surrogates.
Right, because the kid's gone.
Because the baby's gone. Yeah. I mean, I can certainly look into that. I don't have any information off the top of my head, though. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
They said that we should use the WhatsApp while we're gone. So you'll just have to have the other side of the family download WhatsApp.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I've watched a lot of interviews done by women who were the surrogate and women who have received the baby via surrogate. And the mental health issues that come with that whole process, I don't know how I feel about surrogacy anymore. Yeah.
It's on the website.
It is on the website.
We have somebody in our Discord that does that.
Yeah. Surrogacy?
We had somebody at the Tennessee meet and greet. Why is their name not coming to my brain? Because they were pregnant while we were there. They hang out with us for around the fire the whole fucking time that we were there.
In Arizona?
In Arizona, yes. In Arizona. I'm sorry, I said Tennessee. I meant Arizona.
Oh, I'm totally blanking on her name now, too.
We are bad friends.
It's not. Is it Michaela? It's not Michaela.
I don't know.
Holy shit. She bought me a book.
They're in our Discord.
I'm picturing the profile photo and her energy.
That's funny.
I am disgusted with myself.
Let's wrap this up and go get your car.
All right, that sounds good.
With that being said, guys, remember that life is a choice.
So choose to be better.
See you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Oop, that one.